Hey guys, Mr. Turner here, another math video. Today we're going to look at 3D Pythagorean Theorem, or using the Pythagorean Theorem on 3D shapes. And we'll try to see this. In the classroom we use kind of a string to look at it. Here I'll try to illustrate it with some different colors. So let's say again, we know that the Pythagorean Theorem is a squared plus b squared equals c squared, and that gives us the measurements of a right triangle. So here we have this cube, and let's say that, again, we want to know what the measurement is from this corner of the cube to this corner. It's kind of a diagonal across the cube, right? Your eyes will play tricks on you a little bit on this, but hang in there. So we want to know from one corner to the other corner. How do we find that measurement when all we have is the length and the width or height of this cube? And we know it's a cube, so all sides are equal. So we know that one side is 3, one side is 3. So to find this, we can't just go right at it. We have to do two different steps to do this. Now, let's find out, where are our right triangles? Well, we know that this is going to be a right triangle, or each of these corners are square because of the same distance, and it's a square. But so the first thing we have to find is the base. Okay, so as you can see here, we have a triangle. Let's see here, I'm gonna draw a little circle around here. Here is the one we need to find out, right? So we have a triangle that goes from this leg, or this height, all the way across and then across the base. Okay, I understand that's a little confusing, but we'll look at that. But we don't know. The only thing we know is that this backside is 3, right? So we got to find out, how can we find this triangle? Now, one place we can find that from the base, which will give us what our diagonal is you'll see, maybe I'll color this in. This is one of our triangles, right? And let's see, I'll go purple. And this is the one we're trying to find out inside here. This may get a little confusing. But anyway, but we don't know what this line is across here. We do know what the height is, and we don't know what this is. So how can we find this line across, this blue line that's trying to find this red circle? Well, we know that this is a triangle, and we know that one side is 3 and the other side is 3. So let's plug that into our equation. We have 3 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. Because this is our hypotenuse, this is our A, this is our B, and this is our C right here. Okay? So 3 squared is 9, plus 3 squared, which is 9, equals c squared. So now we have 18 equals c squared. Now to finish this off, again, we have to do the square root of c squared and the square root of 18. And let me punch that in real quick. The square root of 18 will be 4.24 is what we'll call that. So 4.24. 4.24 equals c. Okay? So now, I'll erase some of this. So now we just found out that this c here, I'm making a mess. I'll draw it back in. So we found out that this line from here to here equals 4.24. Okay? Now, and then we'll put that in there, 4.24. Okay? And we know that this is 3. Let's see, we'll make that line red here too. And we know that this is 3 back here, right? So now that we have these two sides, we can find the green. We can find out what that is now. So now we have, let's see, we'll put it in green because that's what we're finding out. Now we have 4.24 squared plus the 3 here, which is our other leg, 3 squared equals c squared. Okay, so 3 squared, that's easy, that's 9, equals c squared. And then 4.24, I'll try that again, 4.24 squared is 17.9776. We'll just call it, tell you what, we'll round it up to 18. We'll just keep our life simple today. We'll round that up to 18. And again, on your test, we'll tell you to round it to 1 or 2 decimal places. But for this one, we get 17.9776. Let's round that up to 18. And 18 plus 9 is 27, which equals c squared. Now for our final step, we'll get rid of the squared by square rooting, which is the opposite. So now c equals the square root of 27, which would be 5.19. We'll just go to 2 decimal places. 5.19. So now we found out that this green hypotenuse there, I'll take that out of there, the green line here equals 5.19. So again, with a cube, we have to go through 2 different steps here. Rectangular prism, same principle. We have to do the same thing. So again, let's say that we asked you to find the length of one corner to the other corner of this rectangle. Okay? So once again, if we look for our triangle, we look for our right triangle, this one is going to be, it'll go across the diagonal. Let's see if I can get it in there. And then it goes also through our height here, right? Now the problem is we only know 5. We don't know what this is, and we don't know what this is. So we have to find it again. We know the base of our, I'll put this in green here. We know the base here is 3. And we know the base here is 3. Boy, that's pretty terrible. Let me try that again. And we know the base here is 3. Doesn't want to draw very well, does it? Let me undo that. Okay, we know the base here is 3. It's trying. Anyway, okay, we know the base there is 3. So we have what we need to find the base. We know that's 3, and we know that's 3 because that's what our measurements say here. Okay? So we can do, once again, I guess, 3 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. And we know, once again, we get 9 plus 9 equals c squared. And then we get 18 equals c squared. And the square root of 18 is, what was the square root of 18? So let's go 18 square root gives us 4.24 again. So now we have 4.24 equals c squared. So this line right here equals 4.24. Okay? Now I'm going to erase some of that. We'll put our red line back. So now that we have done that, we know that's 4.24. So this line from here to here equals 4.24. Now we have our 2 legs. We have 4.24 and we have 5, and now we can find c, which is what we're looking for. So now we have 4.24 squared plus 5 squared equals c squared. We know this is 25 equals c squared, and 4.24 squared is, again, we get our 18 again, as we did before. So 18. So 18 plus 25 is 43 equals c squared. And now we will finish up by getting rid of our squared by square rooting. And the square root of 43 is 6.55. So c equals 6.55, which again makes sense. The small leg is 4, the longer one is 5, and the longest, the hypotenuse, is 6.55. That makes sense. Okay, good. All right, we'll go to our cone. So a cone, they have given us the diameter equals 6, the height equals 10, and what we would need to find is the slant. So the slant is from here to here. That's the slant that we're looking for. Excuse me. So we know the height, let's put this in a different color. The height is from the center of our cone down to our base. And then they have given us the diameter. Please remember, diameter means all the way across the circle. This is all the way across. Okay? So, and again, here's our triangle. From the blue line, the purple line, the red. Now we have a triangle. So diameter is all the way across, which equals 6. We don't need diameter, though. For our triangle, we only need this half, right? So we're going to be using the radius. So half of the diameter, which is 6. So this is perfectly half. So to find the radius, it's half of the diameter. So we'll use the radius. I'll write that in here. We just need half of it. So the radius equals 3. So now we can do our 3 squared plus 10 squared equals c squared. This is what we don't know. This is 10, and this we figured out was 3. Okay, so 3 squared is 9, plus 10 squared, which is 100, equals c squared. 9 plus 100 is 109, equals c squared. And then, again, to do our finishing steps, we will square root, and the square root of 109 is 10.44. So now we have c equals 10.44. Okay? So there is our length of our slant. So from here to here, all the way down, we've just determined is 10.44. Okay, that's a cone. One last one, we'll do a cylinder. Cylinder is the same concept. What they've given us here is they've given us the height of 6. So we know that this length, I'll go ahead and color that in. We know that this length here is 6. That's our height, right? And then what they've given us is they've given us the radius, which is 3. Now I should, let me go ahead and draw this in here. What they want us to know is what is the, that's terrible. What they want us to know is the slant from here to here. Okay? So again, we have to do the same thing we did before. What we have, we know that our height is 6. They've given us a radius, which is 3. Now again, we need to find the total length all the way across, right? So if our radius is only 3, that's only halfway across the circle. So we need to double this radius. And the radius is now, we need the diameter, which is going to equal 6. Okay? And then the slant, right here, the purple, we don't know what that is yet. So again, we do have our A, we have our B, and we need to find C. A, we know is 6, and we're going to square that. And B is also 6, and we're going to square that. And that's going to equal, we don't know. So 6 squared is 36, plus 36 equals c squared. 36 plus 36 equals 72, which equals c squared. To get rid of that, I'm going to square root it and square root it. So the square root of 72 is 8.48. So C equals 8.48. And that's how we found this slant right there. Okay, guys, as always, I know it was a pretty quick video. Please watch it several times. In the essence of time, had to get it done here. But please watch and learn these, as you're going to definitely need it for semester tests and upcoming tests in the future. So this is how you solve 3D problems with the Pythagorean Theorem.